any of that.
All right.
Who needs
All
defense when you have a good offense?
All right, we'll keep it C tradition here. No BKBs, no Lotus Orbs, no nothing. Just pure damage here. And we'll see how much damage these two teams can get in game number 2. Of course, OG, game number 1 victory their way. 1 game away from proceeding through the lower bracket and getting a rematch against Fnatic. Of course, Thunder Awaken, they could still pull this comeback off, try to force it to a game number 3, John. What are you thinking about these drafts?
I'm really leaning towards the OG draft. I think they have a really good idea of what they want to do. They've got great IO combinations with the Razor, with the Storm, as we've seen before. And it does feel like this time around, OG is going to be looking to play a little bit quicker. Threaten around with that relocate, maybe go off to a faster start here for BZM. For Thunder Awaken, you know, they go back into the Morphling. You can morph into Amar's Razor, static link someone else as well, and just kind of nullify that. You have a great answer to the IO with... Oh yeah, the all chat is there. Ooh. Misclicked. The AA is a great answer to the IO, of course, stopping some of that regen, but the hold for something like a Storm, it does feel lacking. I mean, you've got X, you've got Avalanche Toss, but outside of that, in a wider engagement, it does feel like at least a couple of those heroes can do what they want.
Where are we going, Jonathan? Well, what world am I in?
Parallel universes, Mike. You know, there are 2 sets of games that are possibly running right now in different places, I suppose.
Absolutely. Hope you haven't watched the, or rather, I hope you have watched the anime, John. Have you?
No.
Oh.
Sadly, no. I can't. I mean, I love anime, but...
Yeah. Weird anime is what you like. Still, game number 2. OG, Thunder Awaken. We'll get into it. Level 1 team fight to break out, Jonathan, perhaps? We'd love ourselves a level 1 team fight.
Yeah.
Not quite, though.
Nah, they're not quite lined up offensively. They do manage to get some good wards out from both sides, so good river wards being dropped by OG and TA on the bot area. Nice forward ward here by OG up top as well, watching the ramp side. So they're going to be able to see whenever TA does want to do something or maybe rotate in and just kind of build off from there. Of course, we're taking a look at mid first with BZM up against Dark Mago. On the Storm versus Tiny, this lane should be fairly even. You do expect maybe the Storm starts to play around by level 3 with a 1-1-1 build. Double overload hits with the Electric Vortex can be nice. And you can always use the static run to apply some harassment off. Although with the Tiny, with the tree grab, yeah, you can kind of sit back far enough to just CS safely as well.
Yeah, certainly so. Of course, BZM, the Storm is a bit of a specialty of the man. Dark Mago, of course, going back to the signature Tiny as well. Last game around, not quite working out, but we'll see if he can put on a bit more of a performance here in game number 2. Of course, top lane as well. Well, we had a look at it, but we'll have a look at bot lane, Jonathan. Of course, you've got Sacred now on the off lane. Kunkka, no more Timbersaw for himself. He'll be against Yuragi on that position 1 TA. Another specialty of this man.
Yeah, and this back and forth is something we've seen on mid before. This is something the Kunkka can handle, and you at least have access to camps here to kind of farm up if you find the space. You can get pretty aggressive. We're seeing Chu already chasing down on Matthew. Level 1, not the strongest point for these 2 heroes. Level 2, level 3 is maybe where you start to play with a Cookie and Scatterblast on top with the X and maybe the Torrent up. And again, when it comes down to Kunkka versus TA, if you can land that X Torrent combo, you can melt through the early refractions here and kind of handle that durability on the TA.
Absolutely. How is that top lane, though, going? Never mind. Well, look, yeah, there we go. Amar, Tiger, they're going to be on the Razor IO combination. It gets Pandamu and Pakaz. I think the panel kind of already mentioned it. Oh, never mind. Chu, bot lane, in trouble. The chase is on. Sacred, can he get it? Yes, he can. First blood this time around to go the way of Thunder Awaken as they do end up finding the clockwork. Yuragi unable to find a trade for himself.
Yeah, and that's a bit surprising. I don't think they hit level 2 just yet on Matthew when that kill came out. So maybe just a bit too far forward. You got to respect the output of the Kunkka if he does land that Torrent. And we did see Chu being really aggressive early on, so he's already traded a little bit there. And that does give a little play here for Thunder Awaken. Although he's just running up again.
And he is. Cogs out, not catching anyone. A little bit unfortunate there for Chu. Just wanted a bit more damage there onto Sacred or Matthew. Meanwhile, bottom lane, or rather top, Bakars dropping very, very low, but will be just fine. We'll go for the strength morph and walk his way out. As Tangos will be handed over by Pandamu. So all the action's probably going to happen down at this bot lane as you do have a very aggressive set of duos here between these two. Chu, again, going to move in with the battery assault. Yuragi will back him up. Chu, he's got the cogs off with the cookie. Is going to be there from Matthew, and that's always going to be the annoying thing for Chu during this laning stage. Chances are you can't really lock anyone in the cogs.
No, they're going to be able to go out, or even if you say catch the Snapfire and she doesn't get the cookie off, you're at threat of the Torrent and some good damage coming out from the side of TA as well. A rather strong start for OG otherwise, you know, top CS on the board right now, all from the Radiant side, with a little bit more back and forth with Dark Mago and BZM, or having a pretty decent time in the Tiny. So that build-up is still there for Dark Mago. I'm keen to see if OG will want to rotate mid at some point. The clockwork for Chu can at least maybe make some plays. The IO, you always like having that little regen on the Storm, and that spell amplification coming out as well on the Overcharge can make it easier to find some burst kills.
Certainly can. You look at that CS board already. All three cores of OG having an extremely good time. All at the top, already so far ahead. That's the 1k net worth lead for OG, but these laning starts are very strong. As now Sacred once again going to be jumped here. There will be a Cox out, forcing the cookie again from Matthew. Do pop a mango to make sure that they do end up getting that Cogs off. It just won't matter. Sacred's still going to be just fine. But if you are Chu, you're more than happy seeing Yuragi have the freest lane of his life.
Yeah, it's a ton of farm. There's not much Sacred can really do to stop it. And, you know, it's just slower.
Oh, he's in trouble. The slow is there. The link is out. Panda Moo going to try to run, but Amar able to secure the kill, no problem. Pakar's obviously unable to help out on the Morphling.
Yeah, it's just way tougher for the AA to play that lane. You're not really active. They tried to catch out.
Another cookie out. Just fine, just chipping away at the HP pool of Matthew that time around. It's one thing to just kind of burn through the regen of this bottom lane of Thunder Awaken. And OG is more than happy if Yuragi keeps that farm going. Tiger, interesting position on the IO, is going to find a courier. There you go.
You love to see that kind of play. Just pop the overcharge, get the attack speed bonus, and find a kill zone.
BZM getting low, going to try and fight back. Dark Mago now, he's the one in danger. BZM, what a Giga Chat fighting back, but not quite enough. Dark Mago now looking to turn back around. As both mid laners dropping very, very low, but both will barely survive in the end.
Yeah, it's a little bit painful. You are forced to walk all the way back here on BZM, so you've got a pretty free lane for Dark Mago to start to build up in that EXP. Maybe hit level 6 a little bit faster for some more burst damage as well. No bottle top for him, and the rune respawn is still a bit away, so maybe with a fully filled up bottle and full HP and mana, BZM might be able to do something.
Perhaps. Jump in, perhaps. No, not quite. Dark Mago. Gonna be fine. I mean, he's got the backup of Matthew, so BZM not wanting to get baited for that tiny kill. Matthew just kind of staying out of vision. Just hoping that Dark Mago gets jumped here by BZM. See him trying to move within range, but again, will not take the bait. Matthew, maybe just wasting a little bit of time hanging around in this mid lane. They are really trying to secure a Storm pick-off here, but it's just not happening. Instead, though, you can go for those power runes 6 minutes in. BZM now, he may get caught as there's a double damage, but no, they've got Chu there. He will be protected. Double damage to go the way of BZM is now. Pakar's in trouble, but ATF won't be able to go too far. Still mid lane, Dark Mago gets zipped on. You've got the IO there to help out. BZM, can he keep going? He'll zip onto Panda Moo. It's not going to be enough though. In fact, Chu now, he's the one in danger. Zip back in, however. They'll find the AA. They've got the damage. Panda Moo will drop. They won't quite find they won't quite find the Tiny, but what does it matter, John? Any kill's a good kill right now for BZM.
It kind of goes back to that decision made by Dark Mago when BZM went back home, and they spot out the stacks here as well. They are clearing it under vision, but there's not much contest TA can do, and they're just building up massively on the side of OG. And you've already got a free lane for Yuragi. You managed to get this catch up on BZM, and you're managing to leave Amar alone up top while still having a good dent on Pakas's farm. Everything's lining up for OG. TA, this is a team that we know loves to get aggressive, but they drafted Morphling in. They're going to need to hit some leveled spikes and some key heroes. Level 6 out on Sacred would be big. Maybe once you have that boat up along with, say, the Ice Blast from Pandamu, that's when things can line up your way.